All right, really good to have you on. First things first, I wanted to talk about your UFC title fight. That's going to be what people are thinking about. One of the things people are thinking about when they're watching this. Take me through the day. I understand it was a wild 24 hours for you. You got the notice that you were going to step up. What was that like?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. I was already taking the fight kind of on short notice anyways. The initial fight with Anthony Burchak, I took it like on 2 weeks notice. And I think I was sick that week, the week prior, a couple weeks prior. So it was already kind of a tough weight cut and everything. And yeah, I mean, just got done cutting weight and I was pretty dead. And, I got a phone call, I needed to come downstairs. It was Sean Shelby and Joe Silva, the matchmakers of the UFC, and they wanted to talk to me about something. And I walked down to the hotel lobby, and they were there waiting for me. And they kind of, they just told me what was going on. That Barao went to the hospital, and they needed somebody to step up to fight TJ. And I said, yeah, I'll do it. And that was pretty much it. I was like, yeah, I'll take it.
I know that with the 24-hour notice, you may not have a ton of time to think through what you're expecting. Was there anything you were expecting out of that fight?
No, I mean, I knew it was going to be a tough fight. I had trained with them like 3 or 4 months prior, that summer, or maybe 2 months prior to that summer. And we're pretty dead even in training. We didn't strike at all. We just grappled. So I knew, it was going to be a tough fight because he's a really good striker, and our grappling was pretty close. So, I knew it was just going to be a tough one. I knew I had to watch out for head kicks, and I figured if I was going to lose, I was going to lose right away, just get caught right away, or later on it was going to be with a head kick or something, and it happened.
So did you catch his fight with Corey Sandhagen this past summer, and did you think he won? Because there was a lot of controversy surrounding that decision.
I seen the highlights. I don't know if I went back and seen the highlights or watched it, but I think I did watch it. I think I went back and watched it because I don't watch that many live events. I thought Sandhagen could have won. It was a close fight. Could have probably went either way. Maybe Sandhagen probably won it. Maybe I don't know. I would have to watch it a few times. But like I said, it was a close fight. I thought Sandhagen could have won it more easily. I think he was doing a lot of things that kind of cost him the fight, like rolling for stuff, giving up some takedowns easy. I think if he would have fought smarter, he could have made it look better in the eyes of the judges. Mm-hmm. I think he made it harder on himself. Yeah.
Switching it back to your experience, you started off early in your career in Bellator, right at the very beginning of that organization as a featherweight. First things first on that, do you prefer fighting at 45 versus 35 or the other way around?
Well, I prefer fighting at 45 because I don't have to cut as much weight, but as the sport grew and they added the weight classes to the UFC, because before then, when I was at 45 Bellator, I don't think the UFC had 45s yet. As they added more weight classes, more people dropped down, so it kind of pushed. Everybody got bigger, so it pushed me to have to drop down.
So what sort of things did you do differently cutting to 45 versus 35? I know obviously 35 is more of a cut, but what differences did you notice when you started going to 35?
Well, I felt like I lost strength going down, for sure. But I just cleaned up my diet. I was young at 45, so I just was young to the sport, young to weight cutting, like still learning how to do it. And, just kind of living a stricter lifestyle, not being able to eat whatever I wanted all the time. At 45s, I could kind of get away with a lot of stuff, eating crappy sometimes. So I had to be way more disciplined and kind of work out a lot harder to get down. But I feel like, there's advantages and disadvantages. And the disadvantage, I felt a little bit weaker at. I lost some of my strength going down to 35s.
As far as the Bellator experience, what are you noticing about that organization now, if anything, that's different from since you were there at the start?
Yeah, they got that new president, Scott Coker. before it was Bjorn Rebney. Yeah, it's just a lot more popular. Everybody knows Bellator now. Before it was, when we used to fight, there was nobody in the audience. There was empty arenas. So definitely a lot more, it's a lot bigger now. The pay's a lot better probably. Yeah, stuff like that.
Do you have any of your professional fights that was a favorite? And if so, why?
Probably the TJ fight was my favorite because that was what I worked for, to fight for to get to the UFC title fight. And I thought that was one of my best performances, even though I think I could do a little bit better, but I think I opened up a lot, I just gave my best, and, I performed really well. And it was a fun experience, that's everybody's dream, to find the UFC for a title shot. So yeah, that's definitely the high point of my career.
Do you ever think about, like, that sort of thing is so wild? You just don't see people take fights on the notice that you took them anymore. So I mean, is that ever wild to you? I took a championship fight on 24 hours notice and really went out there and showed out. Is that something you ever think about?
Yeah, it's crazy. Sometimes it's surreal. I mean, but even, to fight for that many years, and, I'm retired now, but and to make it as far as I did, and coming from where I come from, it seems surreal, all of it. Sometimes I look back and it doesn't seem like it was me. But I had a lot of crazy experiences like that in life. So, but yeah, definitely surreal. It's cool to look back on, but it seems like far in the past.
What did you like the best when you were getting ready for fights about training? What styles did you like to train? What skills did you like to brush up on?
I enjoyed everything. Jiu-jitsu definitely was what I love to do. I did it the most, but I love hard sparring. But I just like being around, teammates and meeting new people, moving around, going to different camps, and that was my favorite part of it. Just the relationships we build, um, in training. That's definitely some of those relationships we still have today. So that's my favorite part about fighting: the people you meet, and the lives you guys, you guys touch each other's lives, help each other. So that's what I look back on.
So last question. We started this thing off talking about a championship fight. I'm going to end it talking about a championship fight. You've been in several of them. What sort of added pressure is there when you're fighting at that level? Because that's the highest there is.
Yeah, I mean, because you're fighting for money. You're fighting to survive, to feed your family. So there's that pressure. Then you got people watching on TV, friends, family, and they're rooting for you. A lot of them hoping you win, so you don't want to disappoint them. You don't want to disappoint your family. You don't want to disappoint yourself because you put everything you had into this dream. So there's just all the pressure in life is on that moment, but that makes you feel alive. You get scared, you get confident, you feel every emotion running through your body. It's the most alive you'll ever feel.
Absolutely. Really like to hear that sort of thing, man. Great answer. That wraps up what I had for you this time around. Again, really appreciate you coming on. It's been a real pleasure talking with you, and I wish you the best.
All right, thank you. Thanks for having me.